How long does it take every Four Nations team to win a Stanley Cup in NHL 25? We have 4 different countries being represented in Canada, USA, Finland, and Sweden. Now, starting off with the country that owns this sport, Team Canada. Reinhart, McDavid, and McKinnon on that first line. We got Point, Crosby, and Marner. Scheifele alongside Stone and Marchand, and then Hyman, Stammer, and Konechny. So a little bit of a different roster than Four Nations offensively. Defensively, we still have Morrissey, Makar, Hamilton alongside Shea Theodore, and then Devon Taves and Alex Pietrangelo. Goaltending-wise, we got Stuart Skinner and Jordan Binnington. Both of them at an 84 overall. Basically the only weakness of Team Canada. And so far in Four Nations, I mean, Binner's been okay, a few softies here and there. The unfortunate part is the fact that I am not able to actually put in any of the Four Nations teams into season mode. I don't think they can go in franchise mode either. I don't know why EA insists on adding in new teams. They didn't add in Four Nations to even start the NHL 25 campaign, but nonetheless, they got it in there. We got somewhat of a tournament that had no celebration, but at the end of the day, we're going to go ahead, simulate as long as we have to for all 4 nations and see how long it takes them to win a Stanley Cup in the NHL. So no surprise here is Team Canada absolutely dominates 62-16-4, 128 points. We were the best team in the entire NHL, won the President's Trophy. I don't foresee them potentially choking come playoff time. A lot of good playoff performers on this squad. Of course, McDavid's going to lead our team, 113 points in 82 games. McKinnon had 106. Reinhart had 100, so that first line was definitely cooking. And then a massive 39-point gap down to Sid the Kid with only 21 goals and 60 points. Now, goalie-wise, Binnington started a majority of the games. He rocked a .915, which honestly isn't even that bad. He had 4 shutouts and 47 wins. Kyle Connor from Winnipeg is going to end up leading the NHL, not in goals. That would be Leon Draisaitl with 66, 3 more than Connor, but he would have the most points at 124. And now in round number 1, we are in the Central Division, and somehow we're going to play a team from the Pacific in the Vegas Golden Cheaters in the first round of the postseason. Oh, things are going great. I mean, it didn't start out so great. We were down 0-2 to start off the series. We came back, rallied off 3 straight, and we rallied off 4. So basically a reverse sweep after being down 2-0 to the Vegas Golden Knights as we move on to Dallas here in the second round. We also get rid of Dallas in 6 games, move on to Vancouver here in the conference finals, a 1-1 split after the first 2, win game 3. Game 4 is a massive game to win. We win that one. Can we go to the Cup finals, please? There it is. Dominating Vancouver in a gentleman's sweep. They ain't got nothing for us, and we got to face the Carolina Hurricanes in the Stanley Cup Finals. A commanding 3-0 series lead over Carolina here in the Cup Finals. On the road as well, but we're down by 1. Let's see, they get a power play, please. No, Jordan Binnington, please, backstop us here. All I need is 1 game. No goals allowed in this third period. Shots are even. Score. Only 1 goal separates. We're on the power play. Can Canada clinch? They cannot. 5 minutes to go in the third period. Will Carolina win their first of the series and force a Game 5 back on home soil? And that's exactly what they're going to do as the series now switched to Canada. Game 5 in Canada, first period, a 2-1 lead for Team Canada, and we hold a 1-goal lead heading into the third. Never mind, your mom's a hoe. Why is Skinner in net right now? Well, Jordan Binnington was literally our starter the entire season and playoff run. Oh my God, what is going on? Auto-rotate goalies in the playoffs is crazy. Marshy ties it up though at 4 apiece. 5 minutes to go in the third period. Team Canada trying to win a Stanley Cup. Here we go in overtime. We have the potential to win the Cup, or Carolina has a potential chance at bringing the series back to Raleigh, North Carolina. We are also on Olympic level ice right now, so the ice is a little bit wider for Team Canada. But of course, that's going to change if we go back to Carolina. Reinhart over to McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon coming in, moves over to McDavid. Backdoor feed to Sam Reinhart. Couldn't get to him. McDavid. Reinhart shooting. Sam, it's blocked. All right. There is so much room around the ice right now, I'm not going to lie. Maybe it's actually good for the computers, as they probably won't be running into too many poke checks like they usually do in the congested ice. Robinson moves over to Burns. Brent Burns, and Skinner will make the save. I have no idea why auto-rotate goalies rotates them in the playoffs. I don't understand that. Binnington, I mean, he started like 64 games with McKinnon. Coming in, McDavid, or no, Reinhart. Sam Reinhart will get it done. And in 1 season, literally only took 1 season, Team Canada will go all the way and win the Stanley Cup. The shortest time possible, and already they are on top of the hockey world. They beat Carolina in 5 games in the finals, a gentleman's sweep. And of course, go on, and 1 down, 3 more to go. We got the first team done, Team Canada, baby. As we have the best D-man in the world, Cale Makar, winning the Conn Smythe. Only 1 goal, but he did have 19 points in the postseason. Probably logged a shit ton of ice time as well. And he's going to help lead Team Canada to a Stanley Cup in their first season in the NHL. I mean, I don't think anybody's really that surprised about this, to be honest. The roster was utterly loaded and facing other NHL teams that just aren't as deep as Team Canada, obviously. We have Sid the Kid Crosby coming up to raise Lord Stanley one more time, probably the last time in his NHL career, as Team Canada has captured the cup. Connor McDavid, I don't know how he didn't win the Conn Smythe Trophy. He had 7 goals, 22 points. McKinnon had 13 goals, but yet they're going to give it to Cale Makar. I mean, I guess he logged the most minutes, but shooting percentage was terrible. Didn't have that great of an offensive output. And for goalies, Skinner played every single game, even though Binnington was a starter. He had a .910 save percentage, so I can't really get mad at Stuart Skinner. A 16-3-3 record with 1 shutout. Kyle Connor is going to take home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Neon Leon, the Maurice Richard. Hughes will win the Norris. We got Makar the Conn Smythe, Binnington the Vezina, and then Robert Thomas the Selke. So I'm just going to put this in perspective. Team Canada had the Vezina level winning goaltender in Jordan Binnington, and he did not get a single start in the playoffs. We now move over to the United States, the team that beat my team last night in 4 Nations. Connor Matthews and Kachuk on that first line. We got Eichel, Hughes, and Miller. Gensel, Larkin, Clayton Keller, who's not on the 4 Nations roster. Also, Blake Wheeler. How is Blake Wheeler making this team at an 80 overall? Jason Robertson and then Brady Kachuk. I don't know why Chris Kreider's not in there. Anyways, Hughes and Fox as the top line decor is not bad at all. Followed by Werenski and McAvoy, John Carlson and Jacob Slavin. And then, of course, powerhouse in goal, Connor Hellebuck at a 94 and Thatcher Demko at a 91. And I believe Swayman and Ottinger are probably the scratch goaltenders. I'm very interested to see if Team USA, who started out 0-1, can go on in their first season and win the Stanley Cup just like Team Canada. If you guys do enjoy NHL content just like this, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, as I do post daily. So at the end of the season, Team USA will go 58-20-4, 120 points, a slightly worse record than Team Canada. Nonetheless, they win the President's Trophy and was the top team in the league this season. Austin Matthews will lead Team USA, 98 points, also had 45 goals. Jack Hughes is up there with 93. Kachuk had 89. Kyle Connor had 70, also 39 goals. I honestly feel like Team Canada is missing like that bona fide sniper that can put like 40, 50 goals in between the pipes. And nonetheless, Hellebuck, 47 wins, 17 losses, 2 in overtime, 6 shutouts, and a .918 save percentage. He's going to be hard to beat, of course, unless it is the playoffs, because we know the lights get a little bit too bright for him. Connor McDavid will lead the league in scoring. He had 113 points, and for the most goals, that would go to Nathan MacKinnon of Colorado with 52, and the other 50-goal scorer would be Kirill Kaprizov with 50 on the dot. Now, I did go ahead and put Team USA in the Eastern Conference just for a little bit of a change here. They got the Pittsburgh Penguins in round number 1 up against Sid the Kid. They are in the Metro Division, just to spice things up a little bit. We dominated the Penguins in round number 1 in a gentleman's sweep. Move on to the New York Rangers. They do got Igor Shesterkin, who can steal them a series. I've seen some crazier sims happen than the New York Rangers beating Team USA. Nonetheless, they're down 3-2 in the series. The States trying to close the show here, and they do get it done. Move on to the Devils here in the conference finals. We got Jack Hughes versus Jack Hughes. Also Quinn Hughes versus Luke and Jack. Team USA struggling, though, up against New Jersey. Down 3-2 in the series. Potentially could get eliminated here tonight. Heading into the third, they got a 1-goal lead thanks to Brady Kachuk and Blake Wheeler. All right, Connor Hellebuck. No, playoff Hellebuck. He's in prime form right now. A 2-2 tie. 2 goals on 15 shots as well by Hellebuck. Team USA has been absolutely dominating. There we go. Matthew Kachuk, late stages of the third, gives U.S. the lead. Oh my God. Timo Meier will tie things up at 3. And it looks like we're headed to OT. No overtime. Oh my God. Who scored? It was Dougie Hamilton with 46 seconds left. and that will eliminate the United States in the conference finals. New Jersey would go all the way and sweep my Oilers in the Cup finals, but man, having a playoff Hellebuck play as your starting goaltender, it's not good, man. I don't know how the Devils actually went on and beat Team USA. We had the first bit of adversity for the Americans so far as they lost in the conference finals. They're starting out, oh my God, they were 2-4 to start the season. What is going on, Team USA? Y'all need to get your head out of your asses and start playing some good hockey. Well, they've definitely turned the season around. We were what, 4-4 to start the year, and they were 36-2. What on earth? Team USA had a much better season this year. 63 wins, 15 regulation losses, 4 in overtime, 130 points. I did not see the season happening after a 4-4 start. Nonetheless, the playoffs is where it matters. Austin Matthews will have a great season, 56 goals, 105 points. We got Tkachuk with 96, also a 30-goal season. Kyle Connor popped 40 and 90 out there. Jack Hughes chipped in where he needed to. And goaltending-wise, Hellebuck had a Vezina-level season, 8 shutouts and a .923 save percentage. 41 wins in 59 games. Austin Matthews from Toronto will lead the NHL in scoring with 109 points, and Austin Matthews from Team USA will lead in goals with 56. And here we go yet again, back at it in the playoffs. We got the Boston Bruins in round number 1. Hopefully we do not fumble and actually make it out of the East this time. Oh my God, we got Team USA absolutely fumbling right now. They're fumbling the bag. They lost to the Bruins in the first round in 6 games. They don't even go to a game 7 with the Boston Bruins. What on earth? And the Edmonton Oilers would eventually go on, win Lord Stanley in a game 7 over the Rangers. We didn't even win a single playoff series this year, so Team USA are choking hard on the Freebird. Team USA, yet again, will have a 60-win season, 17 losses in regulation, 4 in overtime for 126 points, my bad. As yet again, they win the President's Trophy. We got Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, and Carolina all in the top 5. Matthews will put up 74 goals in the regular season, also 105 points. Jack Hughes had 104, Tkachuk 95, Eichel 67, and JT Miller 60. And then Connor Hellebuck, 6 shutouts with a .916 save percentage. Nikita Kucherov will win the Art Ross Trophy, leading all skaters in points. He had 110. And of course, Matthews on Team USA put down 74 tucks on the season. That is a lot of goals as Team USA will play the Capitals, the capital of the United States, in Washington in round number 1, and hopefully we do not get dusted. We get by Washington in 6 games, move on to the Devils, who I believe beat us a few seasons ago in the conference finals. It is time for some good old-fashioned revenge, and there we go, a 4-game sweep as we are back in the conference finals up against the Buffalo Sabres. What? Can somebody please explain to me how the hell Buffalo made it all this way? They're going to get toasted, and now we get a date with the Edmonton Oilers in the Stanley Cup Finals. Thankfully, the United States are in complete control of this series, up 3-0 here in Edmonton. Down by 1, though. Connor McDavid scored. Never mind, Austin Matthews and Stuart Skinner on the power play as well, and then Kyle Connor, 2 snipers back-to-back. And then Corey Perry's going to... Are we serious right now? Okay, we get a gong show of a third period. Zach Werenski, Zach Hyman, what is going on? A barn burner, 5-5, playoff Hellebuck, 27 shots, 5 goals. Oh, dear God. And there we go, Jacob Slavin, the defensive defenseman, potential game winner. Then Quinn Hughes chips in as well, with only 2 minutes to spare. Well, it took Team USA a few more seasons than expected, but thankfully they got the job done within 5 years. I believe we're in the 4th year of simulating with the United States. They dominate, straight up dominate the Edmonton Oilers in 5 or 4 games in the Cup Finals. A sweep in the Stanley Cup Finals, something we don't often see. Of course, when you put Team USA up against an NHL team that has to restrain themselves underneath a salary cap, it's going to be a lot different. They get the job done. We got Austin Matthews as the Conn Smythe winner, as he would put up 17 goals and 33 points. That is how you know we are playing NHL 25 when Matthews starts showing up come playoff time. And there is the Stanley Cup being raised or being celebrated in Edmonton. Unfortunately, it's not for the Oilers, but instead, we got JT Miller as the captain of Team USA. EA Sports has Miller being the captain of their Olympic team, as he is going to capture his first cup in his NHL career. Austin Matthews, of course, had the most goals and points, leading Team USA with 17 and 33. Matthew Tkachuk, though, he had 32. Hughes had 24. The other Hughes had 21. Man, brothers are just dominating American hockey right now. Matthews is going to win the Ted Lindsay, the Maurice Richard. We got Kucherov, the Art Ross, and Jack Hughes, somehow the Hart Trophy. Bouchard is going to win the Norris. We got Matthews, the Conn Smythe, Hellebuck, the Vezina, and the Selke. That'll go to Anze Kopitar. All right, it is now time to move over to the Finns. Team Finland arguably has the worst roster in four nations. Definitely the worst D-core, but I mean, their forward core is not bad. They got some top-end talent like Roope Hintz, Barkov, Rantanen, Sebastian Aho. And then the depth kind of drops off with guys like Teravainen, Granlund. Line A is there at an 85 overall. Not the worst team in the world. Defensively, outside of Miro Heiskanen, man, they do not have much defensively. That is going to be a weak spot. But they do have a 90 overall goaltender in UC Saros. Team Finland had a great regular season. 54 wins, 23 losses, 5 in overtime for 113 points. We were the best team in the NHL, so a lot of people in my chat talking crap, talking smack about Team Finland, how this is just an average NHL team. They won the Presidents in year number 1. Alexander Barkov will have 31 goals, 103 points. Also was probably the best defensive player in the entire league. We got Mikko Rantanen with 48 goals. He was the bona fide sniper. Aho had 77, Granlund 72. Even Roope Hintz chipped in. Teuvo Teravainen had 51 points. And UC Saros, 44 wins, 3 shutouts, a .919 save percentage. He was legit. David Pasternak's going to have the most points in the entire league this season with 107, and the most goals. That will go to Kyle Connor from Winnipeg, who had 61, his first ever 60-goal season, a new career high. Not in points, as he did have 93 a few seasons ago, but definitely in goals with 61. Team Finland is going to play the Ottawa Senators in round number 1 of the playoffs. There ain't no way the Ottawa Senators are about to finish us off here in 6 games in round number 1. The backs against the wall here in Ottawa. First period down by 1. Second period down by 2. And the Ottawa Senators somehow, someway eliminate the Finns in 6 games in the very first round. Oh, well, about that, we're going to a Game 7. I thought we were down 3-2. Turns out we were actually up 3-2, so I am absolutely all over the place. All right, Game 7 on home ice here in Finland. 2-0 lead after 1, 3-2 after 2, and there we go. We move on to the second round. We now move on to face New Jersey in the second round of the postseason. Hopefully the Finns can toughen up here. We know they're not as tough as probably the Canadians or maybe even the Americans. Nonetheless, they do got to get it done here as we have a 3-2 series lead over New Jersey, trying to advance to the conference finals. All right, back-to-back Game 7s. Here we go. First period, 1-0 lead for the Devils. Second period, there we go. Finland responds strong. They hold the fort, and they win 4-1 in Game 7. All right, conference finals time up against the New York Rangers, and we win the first 2 games. That's beautiful. 3-0 series lead for the Finns. Can we go to the Cup Finals? All right. They respond with a nice 2-1 victory. Oh my god, go to a Game 6. No, not another Game 7. Oh my god. Back-to-back Game 7s. The Finns have to work hard for their wins, man. First period, a 2-1 lead for Finland. Second period, 3-1 lead. And Team Finland is off to the Stanley Cup Finals. All right, Stanley Cup Final time up against Hellebuck and the Jets. I have a feeling they could potentially upset us here. We are down 2-1. Things are not looking too great. We got to win. No, a 3-1 series deficit. Backs against the wall. All right, Finland, come on. First period, 2-1 lead. Second period, holding on. There we go. The Finns force a Game 6. Here we go. Game 6 in Winnipeg. 2-0 lead after 1. 2 goals and 8 shots. We got playoff Hellebuck in full form. 4-1 after 2. And again, we will have back-to-back Game 7s. Well, it does not get any bigger than this. Game 7, Stanley Cup Finals. Oh no, we're down by 1 after 1. Second period, we tie the game up. We are getting thoroughly outplayed right now, but UC Saros is saving our bacon. Power play, please. Somebody play off Hellebuck's in between the pipes right now. I need somebody to step it up. Barkov. No, Adam Lowry of all people will score on UC Saros. A 2-1 lead for Winnipeg. No, my God, please. Somebody step up. Winnipeg in Game 7. Almost blew a 3-1 series lead, but they will win the Stanley Cup. And Finland, They got to go back to the drawing board. Team Finland had 3 30-point scorers in the playoffs, Rantanen, Barkov, and Aho, and then we had 2 20-point scorers in Rope Hintz and Mikael Granlund, and then UC Saros himself. Oh, Saros, a 905, brother. You were the backbone of this team, and you let us down. Finland is going to respond with a slightly worse season, 49-25-8 record, 106 points. They were the second best team in the NHL, only behind Carolina, who was first in our division. Rantanen with 82 points, 35 goals, leading our team. Barkov definitely took a step back. Rope Hintz wasn't good. Yeah, our offense was completely invisible this season. Thank God for UC Saros. 9 shutouts with a 928 and 39 wins. Just hand this man the Vezina already. The Art Ross is going to be shared by 3 people. Actually, I believe the Art Ross goes to the player with the most goals, and that would be Leon Draisaitl. Speaking of the most goals, Austin Matthews will take home the Maurice Richard Trophy. And Team Finland, we start all over in round 1 of the postseason up against the New York Rangers. We went to 4 Game 7s. We won 3 of them, but we lost the most important one of them all. Well, we made it to round number 2 after defeating New York, but we lost to the Carolina Hurricanes. And again, another Game 7. We are basically the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yet again, another season where the eventual Stanley Cup winner defeats us in the playoffs as Carolina beats Vancouver in 6 games in the finals. And we got to go back and simulate another season. I mean, if we truly look at it mathematically here, well, at least one of these seasons, a Game 7 has to go our way, right? I mean, we obviously won 3 in 2 years ago, the playoff run. But I mean, the most important game, when the lights are the brightest, one of these times, Team Finland has to get the job done, right? Finland is going to win 61 games, win the President's Trophy, have their best regular season so far of the video. Can this be the year that the Finns go all the way? Offensively, honestly, we weren't even that great. Only 2 players over a point per game with Barkov and Rantanen. Rope Hintz had 70 points, but I'm guessing, yeah, UC Saros, he had 7 shutouts with a .930 save percentage and 51 wins. Nikita Kucherov will have the most points at 111, and Austin Matthews the most goals with 67, which is surprisingly funny considering the Leafs have not won a Stanley Cup since 1967. I know, terrible joke, but I definitely had to lay that one out there. All right, we start our playoff run against the Washington Capitals. Could this be the season? Well, this was most definitely not the season. Didn't even make the Cup Finals. Lost to the goddamn Dead Wings in 5 games. We got straight up bullied, and our offense was totally lacking in these final few games. The Dallas Stars will go on and bully the Dead Wings 5-game series in the Cup Finals, and Team Finland still awaiting their Cup victory. So, Team Finland arguably had their worst regular season of the entire video so far. 41-34-7, 89 points, 3rd in our division, and I mean, we weren't even close to the top of the NHL. Alexander Barkov led our team, 89 points. The offense just isn't there for the Finns. If only they had a 99 overall on their roster. UC Saros, he was bad, and if he's bad, we basically have no shot at winning a Stanley Cup. Thankfully, we did make the playoffs, though. We are playing Washington in round number 1. I don't really have too high of expectations here, considering we only won 41 games in the regular season. But watch us go on and dominate and probably end up winning the Stanley Cup. Well, we definitely did not go on a run. Florida ended that shit immediately in round number 2. And again, we are going to have to make some changes in the offseason. And I have a bright idea that can propel the Finns over the finish line and get them to a Stanley Cup victory. We got the Bruins beating the Ducks in Game 7 of the Cup Finals in NHL 25. What is this simulation? Finland had the hottest start to the season. They were like 30-2, but they cooled off definitely in the second half. 54 wins, 23 regulation losses, 5 in overtime, 113 points, and they're going to claim another President's Trophy. Barkov is going to go off with 41 goals, 117 points. Rantanen put up 57 tucks and 110 points, definitely carrying. Aho didn't do a goddamn thing. Oh my god. And UC Saros had 48 wins, only 4 shutouts, and not the best save percentage. Only a 905 with a 285 GAA. Barkov is going to lead the league in scoring with 117, and the most goals, that will go to Kirill Kaprizov with 58. We are going to play the Winnipeg Jets in round number 1. Hopefully, we can get it done. Oh my god, we lose game 1. We are down 2-1, down 3-1. Oh my god, the Winnipeg Jets completely destroyed us in 5 games. And of course, EA, just rub it in my face. Winnipeg goes all the way, beating Tampa in 6 games. Team Finland again, great regular season. The regular season is not the issue for pretty much any of these teams. 58-20-4 record, another President's Trophy. They gotta get it done when the lights are the brightest. Barkov's gonna have his best season of his career, 130 points. Rantanen had 120, Laine with 107, so we had over 3 100-point scorers. Heiskanen as a D-man put up 98, and what about UC Saros? 6 shutouts, 913 save percentage, 45 wins, Vezina worthy. All right, the Sabres in round number 1. I swear to God, if we lose to the Buffalo Sabres, I am going to crash. We lost in game 1 5-0 to Buffalo. That's insanity, dude. All right, thankfully, we move on to Carolina here in round number 2. There's no reason why this Finnish team should not go on and at least win one of these Stanley Cups. We're up 3-1 over the Hurricanes. Finish them off. There we go, a gentleman's sweep. Thank God we got by Florida. After being down 3-1, we clawed our way back, scoring 7, 7, and then 6. And now we move on to the Stanley Cup Finals to play the Minnesota Wild. We are on the verge of witnessing history. Team Finland up 3-1 over the Minnesota Wild. Please close it out on home ice. Entering the third period. No, we are down by 2 goals. Patty Laine, though, gets us back on Philip Gustafsson. A power play marker. We're outplaying them. 30 shots to 18. 2-1 hockey game. No way Gustafsson is going to steal this game. There we go. Rupe Hintz will tie the game up at 2. We got 7 minutes to go here in the third period. Come on, Finland. Late game heroics. Late game heroics. Somebody, maybe? No, please? Yes? Here we go in overtime. In game number 5, Olympic level ice. It's going to be much larger, and hopefully Team Finland can go all the way. Probably not going to stay in this game if it's a multiple OT game, but we do want to see Finland win the Stanley Cup, so we might have to stay here, honestly, until somebody buries one. Barkov coming down. Here we go. Full pressure for Finland. Mikko Rantanen coming in. Rantanen waiting. There it is. Barkov. What a bomb by Alexander Barkov. Back to the point. Heiskanen. Over to Rantanen. Mikko, the Moose. Over Lindell shooting. Nice save by the netminder. Barkov to Rantanen. Back to the point to Lundell. Over Heiskanen, nice block, Heiskanen to Laine. Laine, why is Laine going on a backhander, man? He has one of the best wristers in the entire league. Go over Rantanen, back to Heiskanen, and there it is! Miro Heiskanen will get it done for the Finns. And after many, many years of triumphs and failures, Team Finland eventually goes all the way and wins the Stanley Cup. They dominated in the Stanley Cup Finals in 5 games over Minnesota. It was not even close. I mean, we had a few close calls throughout the playoff run. A lot of Game 7 losses like the Toronto Maple Leafs, but Team Finland, they gripped their stick as hard as they could. Miro Heiskanen is the Conn Smythe winner. 7 goals, 26 points, led our team, was our best defenseman, and of course our most valuable player. You guys have no idea how long this has taken Team Finland to get it done. And we still got one more team to do. We still got Sweden to get the job done and win them a Stanley Cup in NHL 25. But we're going to soak this one in as Sasha Barkov comes up yet again. And he's going to raise the Stanley Cup for the 2nd time in still his pretty young NHL career. Our Barkov will win the Ted Lindsay, the Art Ross, and the Hart Trophy. We got Miro Heiskanen winning the Norris, the Conn Smythe, also to Miro. Sergei Bobrovsky will win the Vezina, and of course, Sasha Barkov, the Selke, but from the Florida Panthers. The first team that we're going to be doing is the Sweden national team. Unfortunately, you're not able to add any of the 4 Nations teams into season mode, so I just went ahead, chose the international team. We got Pettersson, Raymond, Bratt on that first line, Nylander centering Forsberg and Zibanejad, Raquel alongside Eriksson Ek and Landy. Then we got Burakovsky, Backlund, Zetterlund for their D-core. They are absolutely loaded. Hedman and Dahlin as their first-line D pair. Even the rest of their defense core is pretty good. And in goal, they are rocking with Jacob Markstrom at an 89 and Linus Allmark as the backup at an 88. This is a complete surprise with the D core that Sweden has. They only won 45 games, lost 31 in regulation, 6 in overtime, 96 points. 3rd in their division, and end up finishing 7th in the entire NHL. Jesper Bratt is going to lead this team, 78 points on the season. Nylander had 71, also a 30-goal season. Lucas Raymond was pretty good. Dahlin chipped in. Elias Pettersson, kind of been a ghost ever since 2023. I'll be real with you guys. Philip Forsberg, 21 goals. Brother, you can do better than that. Goaltending-wise, Markstrom 38, 25, and 5. He had 3 shutouts, only a 900 save percentage, and a 3 goals against average. Him and Allmark, both of those guys were not very good this season. Nathan MacKinnon's going to lead the NHL in scoring, 109 points. Matthews, the only 100-point scorer beside him. He had 102. Kucherov with 97. Barkov, 96. McDavid literally nowhere to be found. On the goal side, Tomiak Matthews, 61 goals on the season, most by any player. Kucherov had 57. And Leon Draisaitl with 53. Mackenzie Blackwood, most wins by any goaltender. Obviously, Colorado won the President's Trophy. He had 43 wins. Also, 6 shutouts that will lead all goaltenders, tied alongside Dustin Wolf. Both of those guys had 6 on the season. And here we go. In round number 1, we are going to be playing the Nashville Predators. There is no excuse for Sweden to go on and dominate. I mean, Colorado, they'll be a tough series in the second round. But for Nashville, they should get eaten alive. So we blow by Nashville in a gentleman's sweep in round number 1. Move on to play the Dallas Stars, who are going to be a tough matchup. They did beat Colorado, who ended up winning the President's Trophy, so they're not going to be an easy challenge whatsoever. We are actually down in this series 3-1 to the Stars as we head into a very pivotal game number 5. Come on, Sweden. First period, a 2-1 lead. Second period, up 4-1, and we will indeed force a game 6. Let's see if Sweden can force a Game 7 back in Sweden. They're unable to do so as they lost 4-2 in round number 2. Jesper Bratt is going to lead our team. He had 6 goals, 11 points in 11 games in the playoffs. Nobody else was over point per game. And for our goaltenders, I mean, both of them were an utter disgrace to Sweden. What on earth? The Washington Capitals would end up taking the cake, beating the Stars in 6 games in the finals as Team Sweden has to go back to the chalkboard, rewrite a system, and go ahead and try it again, basically, until they win the cup. McKinnon is going to take them the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. The Maurice Richard to Matthews. Makar will win the Norris. Ovi the Conn Smythe. Hallebuck will win the Vezina. We got Anze Kopitar as the Selke Award winner. No changes will be made to Team Sweden. I don't think I'm going to make any changes to pretty much any of these teams. They're 1-6, 2-7 to start the season. Oh boy, we started off with the worst possible team as Team Sweden struggling to win in the National Hockey League right now. Team Sweden is actually going to be better this season. 49, 29, and 4 record, 102 points at the top of our division. They were a top 3 team in the entire league behind Vancouver and Carolina, so they are primed for a very long playoff run. Again, Brad is our best offensive player, 72 points in 82 games. Willie Nee has been utterly disappointing. I mean, only 24 goals, 66 points. Zabinajad had 62, Forsberg only 60, so it must have been our goaltending that backstopped us, and I mean, not really. Jacob Markstrom only had a 903. Allmark was great in the limited amount of games that he did play. He only played 22 on the year. Matthews will lead the league in scoring, 99 points, followed by Reinhardt's 96. Kachuk would have 92. Ovi with 90. And if we take a look at the goal side, Kirill Kaprizov, most goals in the NHL at 53, and also the lone 50-goal scorer. And in round number 1, we're going to play the Vegas Golden Cheaters, a team we should absolutely steamroll, and hopefully this can be the year we have a long playoff run. We sweep the Vegas Golden Knights in round number 1, move on to Winnipeg, so we do get to face playoff Hellebuck. That should be easy to absolutely light him up like a Christmas tree. 8-0 to start the postseason as we advance to the conference finals. Hopefully this can't... Oh my god, we run into the Edmonton Oilers. That's going to be a tough challenge, I'm not going to lie. We only end up losing 1 game on our way to the Stanley Cup Finals, where we play the Florida Panthers, attempting at a three-peat? No, they're attempting to go back-to-back realistically. We are down 3-2 to the Florida Panthers. We lost 1-0 in game number 4, or game 5. I honestly don't even know what game this is. It was game 5. First period, 2-1 lead for the Panthers. Second period, all right, we are down by 2 yet again. Come on, Sweden. I know defense is your specialty, but we need some offense right now. There we go. Mikael Backlund on Sergei Bobrovsky ties this game up at 3, trying to force a game 7 back on home soil in Sweden. 5 minutes to go in this third period. Shots are 32-27. 2 minutes to go. What is going on right now? We're going to overtime. All right, overtime it is. Team Sweden, can we stay alive? Can we force a game 7? Please, Sweden. No, the Florida Panthers. They're going to be the ones to defeat us and go on and win the Stanley Cup. Well, we are going to have to go ahead and do another season simulation. Brad and Raymond both point produced. I mean, 22 points apiece leading our team, and goaltending-wise, I need Nylander to step up. Markstrom wasn't even that bad. He had a 914. Low-key, I might actually lose my mind. I probably should have chose US or Canada to start off just to get an easy victory, but Team Sweden, we might actually be here for a while. So Team Sweden still comfortably a playoff team, 49, 27, and 6. 104 points, second in our division, third in the entire NHL, only behind Tampa Bay and Winnipeg. William Nylander finally somewhat has come alive, 76 points, 22 goals. Brad had 73, Raymond 64, Rickard Rakell had 53. And for Jacob Markstrom, he was good, man. A 910 save percentage, 4 shutouts, a 39, 24, and 5 record. Nathan MacKinnon will have the most points in the NHL at 113. Also the most goals at 63, so Colorado is an absolute juggernaut. We get the Minnesota Wild in round number 1. Not really notorious for being a great playoff team throughout their entire franchise's history. They're down 3-0 to Team Sweden, and they get their asses swept. Move on to the Winnipeg Jets, who I believe we beat last season as well en route to the Stanley Cup final. But we just got to clinch it, man. Back-to-back seasons, starting out 8-0 in the postseason, but we got to get it done when it matters. You know what? This is reminding me a lot of World Junior Hockey, as Team Sweden won like 50 round-robin games in a row, but never had a gold medal in like 30 seasons. Please do not be absolute choke artists. Oh my god, we're down 3-2 to the Colorado Avalanche. We force a Game 7. I believe in Sweden. Yes, in Sweden. First period, 2-1 lead. Second period, 3-2 lead. And no, the Avs crawl their way back and eliminate Team Sweden in the conference finals. Of course, the Colorado Avalanche are going to go all the way, beat Ottawa in the Stanley Cup finals in Game 7. A very unexpected Cup final matchup, but nonetheless, shout out to the Avs. Team Sweden is going to put out their best regular season so far, 51, 24, and 7, 109 points, or should I say 109 points, as we are at the top of the NHL, winning the President's Trophy. Jesper Bratt again leading us in goals, 31 and points, 77. Pettersson actually chipped in 69 points in the season. We got Lucas Raymond with 67. Nylander had 62. Forsberg had 60. For goalies, Jacob Markstrom did his job. Maybe we start Linus Ullmark. If we end up losing again, I might change the goalies around and have Ullmark as our potential starter. Connor McDavid's going to lead the league in scoring. He had 105 points on the season and also the most goals at 55. We also defeat Colorado in 6 games, move on to the conference finals. Oh my god, and we're down 3-0. What on earth is going on with Sweden? The ultimate chokers, basically in the National Hockey League right now. The Canucks are surprisingly going to go on and win their first cup in franchise history, beating Toronto in Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Finals. All right, I believe it's time to make a change. We got Jacob Markstrom. You're going to the backup position. Linus Ullmark, the new starter of Team Sweden, 88 overall. He's got all the X factors in the world. Hopefully, he can be a difference maker. All right, so Sweden again, 50, 27, and 5. This time the second seed in our conference. Winnipeg had a great regular season. They're going to be the best team in the league, and Team Sweden would end up being 4th in the entire National Hockey League. Jesper Bratt's going to have his most points of the video with 80, also had 35 goals. Willie Nee has been so disappointing at a 91 overall. Pettersson's been a ghost. He had 74, Raymond 73. And for Linus Ullmark, look at that, baby. 50 wins, 5 shutouts, and a 913. Pretty boy Jack Hughes is going to lead the league in scoring. He had 111 points, and the most goals will go to the dog, who's not playing like a dog right now in 4 Nations, and Nathan MacKinnon. He needs to step his game up, but he did have the most goals at 56. I'll be straight up. This is bad news. We're going to life and death to a Game 7 with the Minnesota Wild in the first round. This is not good. Sweden, they're down by 2 after 1. They come back and lead entering the third period and thankfully get the dub. All right, come on, Sweden. This has got to be our season, man. We got Dallas in the second round. We lose game 1 and 3. Not too great. We got to win game 4 here. Oh my god, we're down 3-1. Like, are you serious, Sweden? Oh my god. Team Sweden is absolutely choking year after year, reminding me of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Can Team Sweden wake the hell up in the playoffs here? You get the most talent out of any team in the NHL right now. We've made 1 cup final and we blew it, and now we see Colorado win their 2nd cup of the video. Again, the problem has not been the regular season. 51, 22, and 9, 111 points in the season, top of our division, 3rd in the entire NHL. It just comes playoff time, we completely and utterly fall apart. Somebody has to step up on Team Sweden. The offense just isn't there to start with, and goaltending-wise, we went back with Markstrom again, only a 904 save percentage. He did have 4 shutouts, though. 108 points. Nathan MacKinnon will finish with the most out of any player, and he's also going to have the most goals at 63. We get by Minnesota in the first round. Got to play Nathan MacKinnon and the Avs in round number 2. I'm just waiting at this point for Sweden to put it together for one of these seasons and finally win the Stanley Cup. Conference Finals action up against the Seattle Kraken. Very inexperienced. Oh my God, we're down 2-1 to start the series. We need to win. We need to win. Oh, 3-1 series lead for the Kraken. Is Seattle really about to beat Team Sweden? Like, there's no way this should remotely happen. All right, we got ourselves a Game 7. All right, Game 7, here we go. Oh my God, we're down by 2 after the first period, down by 3, and yet again, Team Sweden just complete another choke artist, man. The Swedes are so soft. They are not built for the playoff action. Team Sweden got to wake the hell up, man, before I blow my load. New York Rangers are going to sweep the Kraken in the Stanley Cup Finals. Would not even be close, and I am pissed. Team Sweden, again, the regular season, they're great. 46, 29, and 7 at the top of the Central. We were a top 5 team. We just need to stop falling apart in the playoffs and pretty much losing to inferior competition. Jesper Bratt, I mean, the offense on Sweden, man, is so lackluster. They really have to heavily rely on their D-core and their goalies to backstop them games. .915 save percentage, 8 shutouts, 42 wins. Markstrom was a G this season. Somehow we just barely squeaked by the St. Louis Blues in Game 7. Like, the Blues aren't even a cup contender, and we're barely beating them. Oh my God. Down 2-1 to Dallas. Team Sweden's having a tough time winning the Stanley Cup, man. They are insanely struggling. And again, another loss, not even making the conference finals. The Florida Panthers will go on and win yet again another Stanley Cup as they beat the Predators in 6 games in the Cup finals. I mean, the offense just isn't there. Pettersson did have only 4 goals, but 10 apples for 14 points in 12 games, but he was a -4. Like, the offense is non-existent for Team Sweden. And what are you going to do when our goalies just absolutely shit the bed? Team Sweden is going to go ahead and win 47 games. They lost 26 in regulation, 9 in overtime, 2nd seed in the Metro, and 2nd in the entire NHL as well. Victor Hedman is going to lead our team in scoring. Only had 9 goals, but 73 points. Lucas Raymond had 70, Pettersson 68, Willie Nee had only 66, and Linus Ullmark only a .906 with 2 shutouts and 38 wins. Tommy Egg Matthews is going to go ahead, lead the league in scoring with 71 goals, also had the most points at 114. We are playing the New Jersey Devils in round number 1, up 3-0 over them. We close out the series in 5 games, move on to the second round, where we are going to play the New York Rangers, and Team Sweden is rolling right now. 7-1 to start the postseason, 7-2 now. And unfortunately, we just blew a 3-1 series lead, and we have to go to a Game 7 against the Rangers. Igor Shesterkin is putting on a clinic right now. A 3-3 tie in the third period. Never mind, Jesper Bratt gets one on Shesterkin, makes it a 4-3 game. Shots are 34-15, so we are completely controlling the pace of this game, and we will have overtime. Mika Zibanejad with 3 minutes to go will score. All right, come on, Sweden. Game 7 OT. Game 7 OT. No. And again, the Swedes, when the lights are the brightest, they fail to deliver. Team Sweden is going to have their best regular season so far with 67 wins, 12 regulation losses, 3 in overtime, 137 points, and another President's Trophy. But of course, none of this matters, man. We get a lock in for the playoffs. I need the Swedes to step it up. The soft Swedes need to stop being so soft. William Nylander is going to have a massive season, 47 goals, 105 points. Pettersson had 96, Zibanejad 95 and 48 goals. DJ Zibanejad was absolutely flaming hot. Even Hedman, he was point per game. And if we take a look at Linus Ullmark, a .914 save percentage, 6 shutouts, and 46 wins. The Maple Leafs, William Nylander is going to lead the league in scoring with 107 points. Also had the most goals at 58. We get by the Lightning in round number 1. Move on to the Pittsburgh Penguins, who we theoretically should be able to absolutely steamroll. Although they were 5-1 in the postseason, yeah, they were no match for Team Sweden and the impeccable defense. Move on to the conference finals. We get the Detroit Dead Wings. A lot of battles against these guys in this video. And hopefully Sweden can get the job done. They are leading 3-2 in the series. Close the show. Oh my God, we got to go to Game 7. Game 7, conference finals. The Jets awaiting us in the Stanley Cup finals. Come on, Sweden. There we go, 2-0. And close the show. The 3-0 shutout. All right, another showdown with the Winnipeg Jets in the Stanley Cup Finals. We split the first 2 games, need a win here in Game 3. Overtime victory, a massive OT victory. Come on, 3-1 series lead. Yes, back in Sweden with the Stanley Cup in the building. First period, no score. Uh-oh, second period, no score again. A defensive-minded hockey game right now. Shots are 27-23. Come on, Sweden. I need somebody to step up right now. William Nylander, DJ Zibanejad. I mean, hell, even Victor Hedman, if you could chip in, brother. 5 minutes to go. We still don't have a single goal in this entire game. 3 minutes, 2 minutes. No, can somebody score? All right, here we go. Game 5, Stanley Cup Finals. The Swedes have a 3-1 series lead. The cup in the building. We're in overtime. No goals in the game yet, as Hellebuck and Allmark have stood tall. Both of the goaltenders doing their job. Mark Scheifele dumps it in deep. Carlson kind of getting bodied in the corner right now. You got to move that puck, buddy. All right, Jesper Bratt, we're going to full forecheck for the Swedes. Jesper Bratt coming in. In the middle? He's just going to look off DJ Zibanejad. Zibanejad, speak of the devil, back to Carlson shooting, and Hellebuck will make the save. 16:49 left to go in overtime. Back to the point. Anderson over to Dahlin. Oh, Rasmus Dahlin, what are you doing, brother? Ehlers gives it over to Connor, please. No, Kyle Connor, a howitzer from damn near the top of the hash marks. Dahlin over to Bratt. Jesper Bratt moves up to Willie Nee. Go, Willie. Turn on the Jets, buddy. Nylander coming in. Will Nye, the science guy. Oh, my God. A one-timer there. But, of course, Connor Hellebuck has to make the save. 13:03 left to go in this third period. Sandberg up to Cole Perfetti. We're outshooting them 46-28, so definitely outplayed Winnipeg. Okay, are the Jets just going 1980 style, only slap shots? Like, seriously? Forsberg. Philip Forsberg coming down. Forsberg finding Raymond, shooting, and Hellebuck. Highway robbery in the glove. Come on, Elias Pettersson. I need you to win that drop. Back to the point. Shooting. Another great save. We got full pressure. Oh, my God. This could be it. If we get a goal, another shot or two, and Connor Hellebuck, his energy will be completely zapped. But, of course, oh, wait, we might get a turnover. Turnover. Lucas Raymond behind the net. Gretzky's office, and he turns the puck over. Beautiful. That is exactly what we needed. Velarde coming into the zone. Velarde to Perfetti. Cole getting bodied like a little kid. Taking candy from a baby. Here we go. Coming down the wing. I don't know who that is. In the middle, Jonas. Brodin. Rebound. Rebound. Oh, my God. Was that Forsberg that couldn't get the rebound? Come on, Philip. Swede making a change. Eriksson Ek gets it poked out. Eriksson Ek, what are you doing, dude? The puck was right there. You could have been first on. Oh, my God. This computer AI is bonkers, brother. We got 4:45 left to go in the first overtime frame. Team Sweden, they've struggled mightily this entire video to win the Stanley Cup. They're literally one win, one goal away from winning it here. Bratt to Zibanejad to Jesper Bratt. Back to the point. Hedman finding Carlson. Can't even lift the puck off the ice, Eric? A two-time Norris Trophy winner, by the way. Nylander, no energy coming in. William Nylander trying to take a shot. Doesn't get anything on it. We're not going with, let's go third line. We're not going fourth line out there in overtime with a minute left to go. Mason Appleton for Winnipeg. Slapshot City here in Sweden as the Winnipeg Jets, they're erect to take a slap shot. Zetterlund coming down. Zetterlund wait. Oh my God. Neil Pionk just strips him. Strips him like a hooker. Josh Morrissey chugging along over to Connor. Kyle Connor, and it is out of play. All right, I called a timeout. We got our first line out there, first D line as well with 21 seconds to go. Wasn't it just at 23? So, okay, all right. Scorekeeper's definitely not on our side here. Zetterlund, here we go. Nylander, one final rush. Pulling the goalie as well. We're going for broke here. Nylander to Bratt. Shoot. Come on, Jesper Bratt. What is that? 13 seconds to go. Extra attacker out there on the ice. Could cost Sweden the game, but honestly, I don't care. I might play with the extra attacker for the remainder of this OT period. Kyle Connor misses the empty net. Oh no, Ehlers, Nikolai Ehlers, there it is, game winner. And we are headed to a game 6. All right, we go back to Winnipeg. First period, 1-0 lead. Second period, all right, it's all tied up at 1. They're playing us pretty hard here, man. It's been a tight affair. No, Alex Iafallo on Linus Allmark. Maybe you could blame it. There we go. Matthias Ekholm on Connor Hellebuck. Beautiful. We tie the game up yet again. We need playoff Hellebuck to start playing like playoff Hellebuck. And there it is, DJ Zibanejad. Gives us the lead late in the third period of Sweden, closing in on a Stanley Cup. 32 seconds to go, and the Team Sweden are Stanley Cup champions. Do not blow this. All right, we're going full complete trap. Defend lead and neutral zone trap. Bratt, oh my God. Hedman, get it in. Victor Hedman, what are you doing? Empty net for the Winnipeg Jets. And we're getting a little bit of a scrum at the boards there. Jesper Bratt. They don't get to pull their goalie in the zone. Carlson shooting. Nice save by Hellebuck. Zibanejad is in there. Nylander back to the point. We got full pressure. Hedman wires it, but he got tipped in front. 7 seconds to go. And even though I pulled the goalie in game number 5, it does not matter, as finally, after many seasons of simulating, the Swedes get it done, baby. They are not playoff choke artists any longer, as Team Sweden will capture the Stanley Cup. By far, They took the longest to win a cup here in any of this season simulations. Canada was 1, US 2, Finland surprisingly 3, and then Team Sweden was the longest tenured team to win a Stanley Cup. But it doesn't matter. They got it done. The hard part is over now. They're glorified champions. William Nylander has a Conn Smythe to his resume now with 10 goals, 29 points in the playoff run. Playoff MVP. Unfortunately, we didn't get to win the Stanley Cup on home ice in Sweden. Obviously, I pulled the goalie, and that didn't fare well for me at all. But we get it done here in Winnipeg. Luckily, it's June, so it's not freezing. And we got Victor Hedman, the captain of the team, to come on up and raise the Stanley Cup for his home nation of Sweden. Obviously, Nylander was our best player, 10 goals, 29 points. Pettersson, though, not far behind him with 10 goals, 27 points. Raymond had 20, so he chipped in. And if we take a look at our goalie, Linus Ullmark had a .922 save percentage, 2 shutouts, and 15 wins. Well, that is going to do it for this video as we went ahead. Not the official 4 nation squads, of course, because you can't put them into season mode or franchise mode, but all 4 nations that are being represented all won a Stanley Cup in this video. So make sure, if you guys did enjoy it, to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.